Hi, this is Tom Reardon, math teacher from Ohio. This is the first video on rotations in the transformational geometry unit. You should have already printed out the PDF or opened it up on your computer, Transformational Geometry Rotations. Transformational geometry is a way to study geometry by focusing on geometric movements, what we call transformations, and observing or studying properties about these figures. There are four types of transformations. We've looked at reflections and translations. This one is rotations, and coming up will be dilations. But in this section, we'll focus on rotations, and here we have four rotations to give you an idea. If you have not done so already, please download and install the red TI-Nspire student software and the rotations TI-Nspire file or TNS file from the website where you obtain this document. And that way you can interact with these figures too. If you decide not to download the software, or if you can't, you can still do this activity along with the video. PIDE is one of our acronyms, stands for Play, Investigate, Explore, and Discover the Math. Be prepared to pause and or rewind the video as you need to do so. So let's first look at what is a rotation and what does it do. So we'll go to the TI-Nspire technology. Here we have the TI-Nspire software open and the file rotations, and we've moved to page 1.3. So we're going to rotate triangle ABC about point P through an angle of 45 degrees. So to do that, here is the rotate icon. So let me go ahead and click on that and observe what happened on the screen. So pause this if you need to. What's going on the screen? A quick review of some terminology. In the figure to the right, triangle ABC, the blue triangle is rotated about point P, pink point P. Triangle ABC is called the preimage, while the red triangle A prime, B prime, C prime is called the image of rotation. So let's play, investigate, explore some geometry. Going back to TI-Nspire, notice what has happened here. We have moved triangle ABC, rotated about 45 degrees. So let's click on the rotate icon and rotate another 45 degrees and another 45 degrees for a total of 135 degrees. Let's do this again, only this time I'm going to go over to Tools, click on Templates, and do the first template, Tour. So Tools, Templates, Tour. And again, I'm going to rotate triangle ABC about point P 45 degrees, and then again, and then again. And you'll notice what's happening is the previous image is shown as kind of ghosted, kind of out, and so that we can pay attention to that. But the original triangle has been rotated 135 degrees about point P. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to decide, what do you notice about the original preimage triangle and the image triangle? There are several things that hopefully you're noticing about those two triangles. So please pause the video and think about that. It appears that these two triangles are congruent, but that's only for one pair of triangles. We really should try to investigate more. So with the software, I'm going to go ahead and click on grab on point A and pull it. And as I do that, you can see several things change. Do those triangles still seem to appear congruent? I can grab point B and play with that, and point C. I can even grab the entire triangle and see what happens. And we can even grab point P and move that. So let's turn to number 1 on the PDF. Reminder that a conjecture is an opinion or conclusion based upon what you've observed. So based on what you observed in number 1, what conclusions can you make about a triangle and its image after being reflected? So you can do that on your PDF. You can write the answer down on your paper. You can copy it on your paper, whatever works best for you. Please pause the video to do this now. Let's try other angles of rotation before we finish our conjectures. I'm going to go ahead and click on Reset. And here's the angle drop-down measure. So let's go ahead and click on, let's say, 30 degrees. And let's go ahead and rotate that triangle about point P 30 degrees. Those triangles seem to be what your conjecture said, 30, 60, 90, and so on. Again, grab, move things. Does it still seem to be true? The angles are different. Continue to rotate, continue to rotate. And I'll continue to rotate until I get to a rotation of 360. And what do you notice about a rotation of 360? A rotation of 360 degrees lands back on the original pre-image triangle. And so far, I think our conjectures seem to be true for multiples of 30. Let's try an angle that is a negative angle measurement. So I'm going to click on Reset and drop down here. Notice I've got all these negative angles. So let's go with maybe negative 45 degrees here. And let's play, investigate, explore, discover. Notice when I rotate at negative 45 degrees, notice that the angle is now going in a clockwise direction, when before it was a counterclockwise direction. And again, do these triangles seem to have the same relationship as before? So let's return to the PDF and look at problem number 2 and answer both 2A and B. Press pause as needed, or if you need to copy it down, copy it down. And here are the answers to 1 and 2. Press pause as needed. And this is the end of video 1.